Hello, friends. We are back, and again, I'm gonna go on and further we're gonna discuss the default personality thing and how we can change it, and it's changeable. For simple reason, I did it to myself. Well, first is also a lot of people say, "Well, why should I change?" or "I don't want to change." Again, this is an optional thing to do. I'm not telling you to do it. It's just an optional. It's an option. So, well, I can tell you my experience. I don't know about other people. So maybe they don't want to change or they can't change, which is all fine. Everybody is free to live their life as they like. That's your, as a human being, that's your birthright, actually. Um, and you deserve that freedom. All right, so now, this is for people who wanted to change or who want to try. And this is a teaching I learned. Again, if I would have thought that I can't change myself, I wouldn't have done learn to start with. You see where it's going. So there was changes possible. The whole idea of anything is, even spiritual teaching, Buddha said, you can always change. Even at your deathbed, you can be enlightened. The same other gurus, teachers I follow, there's always room for improvement and change for better. And you can also be worse if we like. In some cases, we devolve, which is sad, but it can happen. So you see, it's possible the movement could be down or could be up. So it could be sideways too. So we have an option that we can do that. So the benefit of that is you become more aware. You become more aware of your behavior, your body language, your demeanor, your facial expression, your language, the tone of your language, the tone of your voice, and how you react in different things and different situations. So that can also improve yourself, your main personality also, obviously, because you're gonna be more aware of what triggers you. So it's not, I'm not telling you how to correct your triggers. I'm just saying be aware. Then you can make a decision. If you're not aware, we can react. So the awareness practice creates, well, first of all, we go back to the main thing that first, do we want to change? If not, then that's fine. Then this video is not for you, obviously. And if we feel like we want to change or do something or learn, okay, fine, there's an option. That's what I learned in my case. Well, I can give you two examples. One, I already gave you an example. I had a job. I never worked in a work environment before. So I learned to take the feedback from my different supervisor or even from my colleagues, and I became aware of my behavior, and I took the feedback and I applied it. I see the improvement. Now when I applied in my daily life, and I see improvement also, an obvious improvement, then I said, oh, this works. So that was good, because at your job you're dealing with other people. So you go into public, there are people. You come into your house, there are people. Your family, your people. Your friends, your people. So once you're working in a work environment, there are people too. So once you learn some technique, you can apply here or there. You have an option and choices. You don't want to apply? That's fine. That's what happened to the person at the other place I was working. They had even a family problem, some divorce or something, and then I don't know, I was around them with other friends, and I said, oh my God, this is crazy. I don't want to be around this person. This is absolutely nuts. This is repulsive. This is obnoxious. This is no good. It was that bad. But as soon as they come to work, they have a different personality. I said, oh my God, this is like a horror movie. Split personality. Remember Five Faces of Eve? Oh, by the way, that's a classic by Bette Davis. That's an absolute classic. It's a psychological thriller. How amazing. It's an old black and white movie, but it's a classic. Alright, so now but once that person was working there, I noticed their default personality did seep into work at certain points. I noticed that. And so we I don't know, maybe then I talk to other people, they also observe, and then I learn how to observe others and myself, well, because of work. So okay, so going back, so this person has that, and I am thinking if they can apply that psychological thing in their interpersonal relationship with their family members or something, uh, they can improve a lot of stuff. But I understand at the same point, at the same time, that once you are around your family or your friends or your neighbors, you're gonna behave differently. If you're around strangers, you're gonna behave differently. If you're around your customers or at your work, you're gonna behave differently. I understand that part. But I'm saying is, we have all that has one thing in common. We are all humans, everybody that I mentioned, and the communication and interaction is involved. These three things are common. So another thing I can tell you, what I noticed is that when you grow up inside your family, and also let's say you, well, some friends could, friend maybe like 3 4 5 years, so they know part of your history and part of your personality. Excuse me, pardon me. But the friends who are your childhood friends or your family members that grew up with you have a different relationship with them, for simple reason. Certain things they can't observe in you, because since you are a little kid, you grew up with them, and those things in their mind are natural to them. But an outsider, they can observe that. For them, they have been, it's like the same person you see every day in your family. That person looks the same. As soon as the other person, they saw them after 5 years, they're gonna say, oh my god, you gained weight or you lost weight, which is rarely. It's usually you gain weight, because your eyes, they get used. It's the same way your mind gets used to it. So since you were born and raised in that house, your brothers and sisters and niece and nephew and your cousins, or depends how closely you stayed together, how much time you spent. If you spend too much time together, obviously, then that person, whatever your behavior or to them it would be your, since from childhood, to them it's normal, it's a part of your personality to them. And to you too, as a default personality, maybe knowingly or unknowingly, that could be anything. So now if that is, it depends how to the left, or I mean, I shouldn't say, I mean to be like a political sense, but I'm saying it is like in a scientific sense. If it goes towards negative and positive, up or down, in which direction, okay? So now, if it's, that's the reason in some people, they grew up in those houses, and once you see them on a news, they said, what, who are these people, where have they been? They look, like they act strange. That's bad. You're shocked. But their family member, to them it's natural, because they grew up in that thing. To them, it's not that they're bad or they're acting or they want to offend you. That's how they act. They grew up into that. And I can tell you actually a personal story. I met this person. I came to Florida. This person is the nicest person, but he has a certain way of talking. So I start understanding that person's personality. But here's the strange thing, and maybe sad, that he can't be my close friend, for simple reason. This person is he's a loose cannon or so. He doesn't know how to act in a certain way, or maybe he thinks the same way about me also. I don't know. A lot of people do, which I understand and accept. Okay, so but anyway, my point is, I can't be this person's friend. And I would like to spend less time with this person and more time with the other person that I consider in my eyes more into the normal thing. Because for simple reason, I mean, if I go with him for a ride or go anywhere and this person, let's say we go into some, I don't know, meet some people and he says something, well, since I'm with this person, they're gonna say, aha, that person is with you and you are the same way, and he could be offended. I don't know. So this is, I'm saying, you see the importance of the personality, and for him, this is his default personality, and that's my whole point. To him, it's very natural. Well, since I like that person, so I got upset and I said, but you can't, this person is all grown up, so I don't think the person can change, which is all fine. But then again, it's a matter of your personal choice. Another thing I'm going to mention is this, and also I noticed in myself, I don't know about other people. I can change my personality into a lot of difficult things which seem impossible for me to change into. I would say, come on, I would never do. But if I like the person really too much, I noticed, even unconsciously, I change myself a lot. Now, on the same point, I want to mention one more thing. You have default personality in the center. Then you can go this way, you can go all the way here. And then from here you can go this way, you can go this way, you can go all the way here. The farther it is, you can stay there for a very less amount of time. You're gonna switch back to you're in the center, in the middle. Now the closer it is, you can stay there for a long time. Now here's the strange thing. If you like the person too much, you may be able to stay there for long, but it depends how much you like that person. So you can that's how people can change their personality. That the person or the situation. So I can give you an example. Let's say I have my default personality here. I can't go I can go here, I can go here, I can go here. I can't go all the way there. I can go there for maybe one day, 2 days. Then I would slip back to my default personality. But if somebody, let's say, offers me that they're gonna give me $5 million, well, there's a good chance I'll switch my default personality. Or maybe if I like that person so much. But the things, those are closer to your default personality. The circles, the other minor personality, you can go sit there and stay there for hours, or in some cases days, depending how much control you have over yourself. But there's always a possibility that you can change your default personality. Or let's put it this way, you can modify it. You can change parts of it through awareness. Alright, so we're gonna stop this video here and we're gonna discuss further. But again, I'm gonna mention, this requires a lot of awareness. You do need a guru or a mentor or somebody who has some insights about it. Number one. Number two, they have to know to observe you. So like, I have a bad habit of repeating some personality habits are okay. They are not. They will call them. Okay. We'll discuss that in our next video. That's coming up. So we're gonna discuss that. All right. So a lot of good, interesting stuff coming up. So if you are interested in changing your personality, default personality, and how far you can move away, you can move away this way, or this way, and how long you can stay there, and you see the difference in your daily life. All right. Until we meet the next time.